Look, right now, Xbox is struggling. It's really not doing well at all, and there's a lot of issues and concerns if you're an Xbox fan right now. There's not much to look forward to, there's not that much saving grace that could possibly come of this, but there is one game, and I'm sure every Xbox fan knows what this is, and that's Halo Infinite. However, Halo Infinite needs to be good. Xbox needs Halo Infinite to be good. Xbox needs Halo Infinite to be extremely successful for it to survive. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves here. Xbox Series X is getting absolutely fucking smashed by the PS5 right now. It was apparent as soon as release happened, and you could talk about why it's been unsuccessful all day, but there's so many different reasons, and that would take so long. All that you need to know is that despite being the better console looking spec to spec, it is getting absolutely fucking destroyed by the PS5. Like, some of the console wars have been close in the past. Like, the Xbox 360 did really well. It never really beat the PS3, but it kind of established itself as a strong contender to Sony. And then the PS4 mopped the floor with the Xbox One, and everyone was kind of like, okay, well, I guess the Xbox Series X can only do fucking better. But somehow it did not. And the one saving grace that Xbox always had going for it was in fact Halo. Halo is not only an FPS staple, but an Xbox staple. It is Xbox's and Microsoft's baby, and it's made them so successful as a console and a brand. The only reason that Xbox has survived this long is because of Halo, which is a prime reason why Halo Infinite is so hyped. But the thing is Xbox has never really had to rely on Halo as much as they do right now, because the Xbox Series X is so down bad that they need to rely on this franchise game of Halo to save their console. And the Xbox is down bad enough to where even if Halo Infinite is really good, it's not going to really cause any big changes, really. I mean, at this point, Xbox has pretty much lost this generation's console war really bad, and they gotta be looking at the next one. And with that, the only reason why Microsoft would have any point to make another console in the next generation is if Halo does well and it kind of brings some people back. Because once again, this is the only thing that they have going for them. Now I'm going to give full disclosure here. I am not an Xbox player. Never have been, and I'm definitely not going to get one now. But I was never a PlayStation player that was shitting on Xbox all the time, really. I was never that guy. I had respect for the console, and I had respect for some of their games, mainly Halo. As you know, a big FPS fan, I really liked Halo and what it had to do and give to the community. I had never really played it that much, and I really only played it whenever I went over to a friend's house that had Halo, and he was like, yo, do you want to play some Halo? So I was never really that into it, but again, I had a lot of respect for what it did to the FPS community and how beloved this game was by its fan base. It had really strong competitive scenes, people talked really highly of the story, and the nostalgia factor is obviously really big even back now. But this is all to say that Halo is a big time franchise and needs to be successful, and from what I've heard for some people that I know, the last couple Halo games have not been all that great, and I really haven't looked much into why the previous Halo games weren't that great, but that's what I've heard from people. But I mean, come on, it's Halo. How bad can you really mess up a story? But they obviously could be lesser games than the ones that came before it. But that's even more so of a reason for Halo Infinite to be so good, and they're generating so much hype that I really don't want it to be a Cyberpunk situation, but I mean, it might be. Who really knows? Personally, I really don't think it will be. I'm pretty sure the devs that are making Halo are going to do a great job, and Microsoft is going to do an even better job at marketing it and getting it on both PC and Xbox. And having Halo and Xbox games in general on PC is great, but that leads into another issue on why Xbox is failing. If you're buying a console to play Xbox games, a PC is optimal for that. I mean, right now, I'm playing Halo Reach on my PC. You can buy the Halo Master Chief Collection for not that much money, and it's a pretty damn good deal. And this goes for every other Xbox game. I mean, the Xbox Games Pass was such a smart business decision by Microsoft, it's not even close. Considering that a lot of gamers are on PC and have moved on from consoles like me, being able to play Xbox games like Sea of Thieves, I know that's on Steam now, but it was an Xbox game beforehand, and games like Halo and all these other ones is pretty fucking dope. You can also straight up join like Xbox parties too, which is just a level of cross-platform that is really good. And while these are all positives for Microsoft, these are a lot of the times negatives for Xbox, because it gives consumers less reason to buy Xbox solely. If I'm a consumer and I'm about to buy a $500 console, that's the Xbox Series X, or I can build a PC for $800 to $1,000 and play all the same games, talk to my friends still in party chat, and run them better and more optimally, like, bro, I'm picking the PC. It's a no-brainer. The PS5 gets a lot of sales because it's deemed as better. It's like the Apple versus Android type shit, and their exclusives are always big-time selling points. And that's not to say that PS5 is perfect. It's not, but it is better than the Series X by far, in my opinion, which is why it's outselling it. So looking at it from that perspective, even if Halo Infinite is good, not everyone who's going to be playing it is going to be playing it on Xbox, because to my knowledge, it's not exclusively on console. And if it is, it's easy to tell that Microsoft is purposely fucking doing that because they need console players. The whole reason why they're pushing the Series X so hard is for cloud gaming eventually. And cloud gaming is a discussion for its very own video, but that's ultimately what they want to get to, because that's what a lot of companies are saying is the future. But you know, regardless, Halo Infinite is garnering tons and tons of hype, and it is very, very highly anticipated. I can only imagine what it would be like if Infinite is fucking garbage. And again, it is most likely not going to be, but what if it is? That is going to bury Xbox, and they're probably never going to make another console ever again. I mean, in the end, Xbox is a dying console, and I think even if Halo Infinite is amazing, all it's going to do is prolong its inevitable demise. However, to even survive, Halo Infinite needs to be good. There is no question about it. And personally, I'm excited to play Halo Infinite because I'm playing the Master Chief Collection. I'm going to play through all of the old Halo games, and I'm going to be kind of excited to play Infinite. I'm not going to lie. Considering I'm a Halo noob, I'm enjoying myself. But even with the eventual hype of Halo coming out, there is going to be disappointment as the decline of Xbox does in fact continue, which is going to happen eventually regardless. But for now, all we can do is hope for the best and have fun playing Halo Infinite while we can. Anyways, guys, thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it, and I love you. Please, if you could, like and subscribe and leave a comment. It would help me out a ton, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.